again. Oh my gosh. Hi again. Yes. This is going to be one of those videos where you're in my head with me as I'm in my head. Does that make sense? Because in my head are thoughts that feel good, that connect to another thought that feels good, to another thought that feels good. Like, that's how I think. That's how I have trained myself to think. And then I got myself to a position, and this is just now where I hit the record button. I feel like, all right, how can we simplify this, right? Simplify this for us. So simplicity, like if you break it down, it's nice to use like little metaphors and examples. So you are this human being, and how about anything that wants to creep up, like any of those like little doubts, those little weird comments that you hear in your head, or those little weird opinions and weird little vibes. How about just get to the point where those just don't belong? Like, they need to be plucked out, because they're like kind of like messing things up for us. I don't know, it was just a thought. I was just like, that kind of sounds nice. And then the like, I saw like a dog, and then kind of like the same way you remove, things off any animal, for example. But like dogs, they carry fleas, so those are kind of a lot, right? It's not one. For some of you, it's just one. Like, consider, like, imagine, or just, say like what you're carrying that's blocking your blessing could be like things like, it's like fleas, right? That means you have a lot. Or some of you, it's like and what you call a tick. It's just like one, right? It's like one thing is bothering you that you just keep worrying about. If you could just chill out, it would work out. Why would it work out? Because you're feeling better. You're deliberately feeling better. Deliberately. For who? For yourself. Why? So that now excludes everyone, does it not? You see where you get? You get to the point where nobody else's opinion matters but yours. You become Big Chief. Not because you're arrogant. You're not arrogant. You're so nice. You're not arrogant. You're nice. You would literally give a homeless person a ride home. Like, you're so nice. You're not mean. You're not bad. You're not rude. You're not angry. You're not that. So stop it. You're not sad. You're not a sad person. You're not a person that's supposed to be aching. You're not supposed to be struggling. You're not supposed to be heartbroken. You're not supposed to be annoyed. You're not supposed to be frustrated. You're not supposed to be sad. You're not supposed to be mad. You're not supposed to be angry. You're not supposed to be jealous. You're not supposed to be irritated. You're not supposed to be annoyed. So please get to the point where you don't even care about somebody else. Mind your business. Who cares? She's so annoying. Like, shut up. Why? Not because she's not annoying, guys. Oh, Lord, it's not that she's not annoying, baby. But it doesn't matter. Who cares? Let her be. Sorry, my love. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. I hate this intersection. I ain't never been at an intersection like that. It's just a blinking red light with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What the hell, lanes? It's like a square. It's a cross. And it's like fucking double dutch. Oh! Anyway, that's just my you know what I find interesting? That I have this wackadoodle voice right now. And I kept hearing myself say, that's why you had to get mad when somebody called you goofy. I was told I was goofy by someone I really care about and valued their opinion. Oh my God. Which means what? You can Those of us who used to get made fun of, you gotta let that shit go. You have to let that shit go. Oh, they used to make fun of me. You know what? It creates insecurities. It creates these insecurities, and then you're carrying them. You're not aware. That's the thing, and that's why we're having this conversation. You haven't realized that this is what you've been doing, and then you're frustrated, and you're mad. Like most of you don't want to work, just like me. If you're seeing me, you're just like me. You don't want to work. Why? And then y'all, no, this is the part. This is the part. And I just, oh my God, your life starts to make sense. Danielle, who I believe is the safest driver. Like, I'm nice. I used to be young and I used to speed. And like I told you, I have a video. I was like, yo, I learned my lesson, right? Then I had children. And I mean, you're riding, you're carrying precious cargo. You start to follow the rules. And I got a speeding ticket. I was doing 83. God, what are you doing 83 for? And I'm in the suburbs, so there's no such thing. How I get caught up. And guess what? I was flying to a job that I didn't even like. And a lot of y'all do that. And now I notice it. And I'm like, where are you going? In such a hurry. But I had to tap out of that, right? Why? Because that creates a very that's not nice. Mind your business. I had to tap out of that energy and then fall into the thinking thoughts of hey, it's okay. You used to speed. You didn't know. You understand? And then there's people that, oh my God, maybe there's a pregnant girl in the car and, they're flying and, or hello, me. Oh my God. When my mama was sick in the hospital and I'm in Philly and she's in New York and I have a sister who I love dearly, but she's a give. Like, she's the woman that's going to be at your bedside, I'm here, and it's and then she also expects you to be here too, especially for me. I had title sister. She's like, bitch, where are you? And I'm like, but understand that I love my mama too, but I also am a nurse that knows I'm not flying down there because mommy had a change of status, a woman that's battling cancer. And it's not even, and I say battling because she didn't have the right attitude. You understand? She just depleted because, of course, you get this diagnosis. It's not easy. It's not easy. But you created that from sadness, from stressing, from all these little things that bother you, from not doing what brings you the most joy, by not doing what makes you happy. That's how you're wired. You're designed to be happy all the time. All the time. Why are you stopping and going and stopping it? Oh my God, stop. It hurts you. Memories and memory. Yes, I understand. Put them somewhere. Stop looking at them and stop. I love you. You gotta love you, and you gotta know that loving you means you don't allow those energies to come in. They don't belong. If you choose to have them there, fine. So knock yourself out. You want to have all those things there, those things that bother you, that irritate. You want to do that, fine. You want to keep talking about people. You want to keep being mean to people. You want to keep finding fault in others. Oh, they're not this, they're not that. You want to keep name calling? You want to keep doing that? Fine, knock yourself out. Fine. I don't need to do that. Even if it feels good sometimes. It's not, okay. When I say feels good, meaning you are a human being, right? Sometimes cursing that motherfucker, it just feels not, it's but then you have to know yourself. I think there are people that can really come from a place of you know what, I really need to get this off my chest. and say what they have to say and feel okay. And you know what I mean? Because they feel justified. But there are those that do it from the wrong place. You can't do it from anger. You got to do it from a place of peace, a place of like, you know what? Let's let bygones be bygones. I'm about to share this with you because I love you. And you have to be capable of saying that. Why? Because you have to love. You have to always love. So by love, it's like, okay, put yourself in someone else's shoes. Not literally, but like, damn, if I were that person, maybe I would probably do what they did. You understand? Because you're not that person, so you don't know if that decision they made is their path of least resistance. You like gotta mind your business. It's not your job to fix anyone. We're all fixable for ourselves. We're like self-cleaning ovens. We're self-repairing. We're hello. And it's so fucking easy. You just listen. It is. I don't really curse a lot, but maybe a lot of you do. So if I say it, my bad. For those who are like, oh, appalled. And there you go. There's another little sneaky energy. Why are you appalled? You understand? Why do you care what anybody else is doing? If it's not you, don't worry about it. Let it be. Let it be. You start to like, you know, like there are artists that have written songs with like lyrics that are telling you what to do. A lot of you choose to go towards the ones that are like, yeah, you know, it's not this, and you know, like things where you feel betrayed and things didn't work out for you. Do listen to the ones that you know, are uplifting, at least for you. What are uplifting for you? And you got me. Listen, if you want to sit here and tell me that the sad songs make you feel better, it better be for like maybe two times. There's no way. There's no way. Because as you're listening to that, whether it be a song, whether it be a movie you're watching and all those things, as you're doing those things, right? So now you're a human being. Hello. You got 5 senses, all right? Them eyes, what you've been looking at, that it keeps bringing back all that shit. Be careful what you watch. That's how information is getting in. Then it gets here, and it's like, ticky, ticky, ticky. What is this? Who's filtering this? All that shit you're listening to and watching and talking about. And here's the kicker. You don't eat shit you don't like. You don't do that. Good for you. Yes. You don't eat things you don't like. And you don't stay in like environments that are smelly that you don't like. And if you're in either two, you will do whatever it takes to kind of rebalance it, right? If your tongue is on fire, those of you who love spicy food, if your tongue is on fire, you're not going to sit there and just let it burn. It doesn't feel good. You quick to grab whatever it is to put it out, right? Okay, something stinks. If someone stinks, my God. If someone stinks, what do we do? Have you ever been around a stinky person? What do you do? Are you the person that is, first of all, there's the ringleaders. All right, are you the person that starts the making fun of the person? Oh my God, did you smell so-and-so? Hello. So now, did you do that? Did you start that? Why? Have you never forgotten to put deodorant on? You never been like through that? Like, we all been through puberty. Have you ever been the person that may not have been able to shower that morning? Or does it have clean clothes? Like, just because people are around you doesn't mean you know what they're going through. Like, leave people alone. Please. Por favor. Leave people alone. Be nice. Nobody cares. Nobody should care about anybody else's opinion but theirs. It's all that matters. Everybody has their own little higher self, and they're doing whatever they're doing to not be tapped into it. And yes, you may see things that just like you want to have a reaction, and you can. Danny is not here saying you cannot have reactions, but you have to be aware of it and catch yourself. Don't you stop eating when you're full, or do you keep going? Like, your body's designed to tell you, like, tap in is all I'm saying. So you won't smell things you don't like. Good job. You find lovely things, right? Stop buying colognes and shit when everybody else says it smells nice, and you're just like, nah, not really. I don't really like this. Yes, you don't like it. So what? No, they want to make you feel bad. Oh, you like the cheap stuff. Yes, perhaps I do. That's for all my people out there getting shunned for counterfeit, not counterfeit, whatever you call it. Like what do you call it? The oh my God. Not knockoffs. It's so mean. Those are the words that come to mind. I really don't care. I personally don't care. But if you're like me, you're somebody who, if it looks nice, right? If I like it, how about I don't need to know whether it's from wherever it's from, or from the actual, from the manufacturer, or from this. I think if it's nice, don't give me anything that's going to fall apart. I put a lot of things in my bag. If that's the reason, if the reason is, oh, this knockoff, this counterfeit item will fall apart when you start to use it. But this actual design, if it's a fall apart situation, but if it's just material and like, what could it be? I don't care personally, and you don't either. But like, if you're like me, understand? You don't have to not care unless you really don't. Does that make sense? Like, your opinion matters, and then you will kind of like, you ever hear birds of a feather flock together? You will start to be around people that are very similar to you, which feels nice. It doesn't feel nice to be in an environment where you can't be yourself. It's uncomfortable to lower yourself, or to go along with things that really you may not care. You may not actually like it, but they're like, yo, this is a good idea. And you're just like, hey, you gotta start. You gotta pull away. For all you youngins out here, my babies, like, oh my God, I just love to see a student who's just being themselves. They're just chilling. Like, that's how you have to be. You want high school, middle school, grade school, you want that to work out? Oh my God, you guys could just fly to the star. Like, just, oh my God. Those are the people, when you hear people talking about, there goes our future. What are you doing? That's scary. Because I might actually believe you. And I do. And I have. Not anymore. I used to be like, God damn, you're right. Damn, that's a problem. That's a problem. And they just embarrassed them. They can't do mathematics. But guess what? You may not effing need mathematics. You may not have to need to compute it. Everything's so accessible. All you have to do is wait. He has to say, give me a sec, and punch the numbers in. It doesn't make you better than this child. Stop doing that. You make them feel dumb. They are strong in other areas. Lift those areas up. Stop hyper focusing on what you feel isn't what they should be doing. That's not nice for yourself, for your body, for your being. It doesn't feel nice to try to like bend somebody into shape. You have to do it this way. And then here's the thing. It's nice when they do it, but then they decide they don't want to do it. Now you're mad. Now you're in your feels. Why did you ask them in the first place? So you could feel better? How about girl, boy, child, teacher, police officer? We all in it. We're all guilty as charged. Not me, but not me, because this morning, I realized how funny I am. Not that I want to be a comedian, but like, I If I meet you, it's because you haven't been happy enough. You haven't been embodying the feeling of happy enough. Not all interactions. Well, yes, all. Because you are still in a position where you don't have what you want. And it's really nobody else's fault but your own. There, I said it. It's your own fault you don't have what you want. Whatever it is, business pow. Business pow means your business. It's your business. Stay in your head. Don't. Only have nice things to say. And smile. Smile. Yeah, smile a lot. Smile a lot. You don't have to go there with everybody. And guess what? You don't even have to be rude. If you're talking, if you're across from someone and you know you're a high vibing person and they're dipping down and they're going down that bunny hole, what do? In your own self, in your own heart, in your own mind, like, I'm not going there. She's attracting that. He's attracting that. Da 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 da. What am I? Like, talk to yourself. Remind yourself. Because it's not your fault that you are easily able to dip down when it comes to situations. That's how you're wired. But you're also wired to kind of know, like, like, you're almost robotic in a sense. Like, disturbance to the, like, you gotta wake up. You have to catch yourself, at least until you may not have to anymore. Again, we're all in this together. So that's just where I'm at, This is where I'm at in the stage, whatever you want to call it. Like, if there were stages, if there were levels, I don't know. I don't care. I can't care. I can't care. Why? Because then my logical mind wants to go back and like go get facts and this and that. And it may try to prove me wrong. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to embody those sneaky little energies that want to pull me down. So no, you just knock them out. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share. Don't let the sun fool you guys. It's cold out here, okay? It's cold for me. And there was this cute little princesa. Gosh, she was such a cute little girl. And she's standing there, her legs are crossed and her arms are crossed. She has a pair of scrubs on and just like one of those long sleeves underneath. And I'm like, damn, baby, you cold? I want to give her a ride, I was trying to read the emblem. Like, I don't want to go too far, I'm just I drove off. Now that I don't think I would have driven off. Like, if I rewind the tape of my life right just now, like what just happened, I don't know, maybe I would have pulled the window down, because I'm sitting here knowing from me what conversations have been had that are similar to that. Like I have my own little story wired around that situation alone. Whether it be, oh my God, last week I picked up a perfect stranger, which I did. But I don't have to tell you that. That's for me and myself. Because now we're going to take that information and say, oh my goodness. All right. So now you're aligned and you know that if you pull up to somebody and it's a yes, go with it. If it's a no, then don't go with it. Don't put someone in your car like, oh, I'm a nice person, and then drive in anxiety. And oh shit, I hope he doesn't. Oh, I hope she does. Like, because now, you're doing something nice, but embodying a shitty feeling. Does that make sense? How many things are you doing with emotions, but you're not connected? That's the problem. You're in jobs you don't like, and you're ready to kill people on the freeway to get there. You don't even like it there. How about you go to sleep, and why don't you wake up a little earlier? Not for the sake of going to work, but get up earlier so you have some time for yourself. Because if you're flying like that, you didn't have a soft morning. Whether because you're late, whether because you're angry, you had a disagreement with someone. Sometimes it's your kids. It's like, stop fighting in the morning. What kind of day do you think you're going to have? You just popped your eyes open and you just automatic shit show. Like, what is going on? Woo! This is all because you are loved. And I'm not saying anything for the sake of making fun of you or trying to make you feel bad. I'm trying to make you see what you're doing. And you should stop. Because it's time to embody better feelings in any way, shape, or form, in every category, in every subject, in every little thing that has to do with you has to feel good. That's the name of the game. There it is. That's it. And I know it sounds easy. Like, oh, this bitch is talking about that's it. Really? Yes. I am. Yes. Stop it. However, you have to get yourself to believe I attract with my feelings. And my thoughts are attached to my feelings. I cannot think a thought and not have a feeling attachment. I had somebody tell me that. Girl, I'm telling you, I could think about somebody, you know, I could just cut them out and never think about them again. Yeah, you kind of do think about them. Why do I say that you think about them? Because you tell people that you meet over and over. Those, sometimes you telling the same person the same story, or you meet people and tell them the story about the cutoff, the people that you cut off, because it's gonna come up in conversation. There's gonna be something that happens between you and that person, and now you're gonna remind yourself, you're gonna be reminded of the so-called person you cut off that you said you were not gonna think about anymore. I don't know if that made sense. That had to make sense for someone, because all I'm trying to say is your thoughts are attracted to your feelings. And if you for 1 second think that you could go through story time verbally, mentally, if you could go through story time, especially the past story times, if you think you could go through those and you're not doing anything on an emotional level, you can't see it. Can anybody see how you feel unless you start to show it? Nobody can tell for the most part. And you haven't been able to tell that every time you tell those stories, those not so good feeling ones, the ones that don't have the happy ending, and by happy ending, it doesn't have to be like you know, fireworks. It could just be a peaceful, you understand? That's what I'm trying to explain. That's all I'm trying to say, is start to realize and take responsibility and accountability for where you are in your life. And it's not that you're doing anything wrong, except you're not feeling better for yourself. So the person that's flying to work, why do I say get up a little bit early? Because you'll have more time for yourself. And you start from where you are. So if it's just, you know what, I'm gonna have a cup of tea, or I'm gonna take a shower, or I'm going to, you know, don't make it a chore unless you like chores, right? You could do a load of laundry. Some people enjoy that because they may enjoy coming home. I don't know. It's like, it's you. Do what you want to do. Like, go to bed thinking, damn, you know, now I've gotten myself to the position, like, I'm getting up for the sake of, I really enjoy having that time to myself. Don't do it if you don't want to. All I'm trying to do is get you to start to do things for yourself, because yourself is all that matters. So if it means getting up a little early so you have that time, like, figure out a way to make it work. It may not be, but you damn sure should not be doing that. No. It's not safe. I was laughing earlier in the car because there's this like pothole. And I'm clearly a distracted driver, right? Because I was ruffling my bag. At that moment, I was very distracted. And I went right into that pothole. I could have swerved. I had enough time, but I didn't have, like, I wasn't there. You understand? You have to really be in the mode to be like a defensive driver. Because then I said it out loud. I was like, I'm sorry, car. Like, I'm sorry. But I'm not about to kill myself to avoid a pothole. So that also relates to speeding. If you're not, or you think you're a good driver, fine. Listen, there's those of you who are like NASCAR racers. I love you. But there's those of us who are not. I'm not a NASCAR. Me not. And then I go into NASCAR mode. And then when you say why, right? Why are you in NASCAR mode, Miss Ma'am, when you get pulled over? Oh, I'm going to work. All right, fine. You get pulled over, you get your ticket. When you now pull over, don't veer off. Can you explain to me why you're going to work? Do you enjoy going there? I tell you one thing, you need to start enjoying it. You need to get yourself to the position where you remember what it was like when you first got there, like when you first got hired. Weren't you so excited? I mean, some of us, meeting new people, and you gotta go back. That's what I mean when I said don't go in the past. Go in the past, but the yummy memories. You understand? Anytime in your life you was ooh and ah, like they're there. You just haven't been remembering them. You just choose the crap. And all I'm here to do is remind you, stop choosing the crap. Stop it. Be the yin to your own yang. That's you. That's it. Restore the balance within you. Okay? Restore the balance within you. That's your job. Nobody else's job. That's your job. Solely your job. And yes, you may get people that do things that are pleasing. It's not like no one's going to listen to you, or you're going to be around a bunch of people that are just doing things that are just disturbing. It's not going to be like that. You just have to stop forcing. Because it may work out. Why may it work out? Because you're not in that other person. You're not in them, so you can't control them. They have their own control. Remember I said your eyes are the window. Things are coming in, then it gets here. It goes here. What happens here? This is where the filtering process should be happening. How do you filter? Can you filter anything without another device or item or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, if you're sifting, you're filtering, right? It's filter. Whether it be air conditioner filter, there's filters everywhere. Filter. What's yours? What are you using? Use your heart. Okay? The good heart, because you're really nice. At the end of the day, you're a nice person. You are. You're wired that way. Okay? It just got messed up. All right. I love you much. Bye.